Happy Easter. My name is Heather Morris. I'm a Methodist minister serving in Belfast. Thank you to Father Martin for the privilege of sharing in these reflections. I want to read some verses from the last chapter in Mark's Gospel. It's Mark chapter 16. When the Sabbath was over, Mary Magdalene, Mary the mother of James, and Salome brought spices so that they might go to anoint Jesus' body. Very early on the first day of the week, just after sunrise, they were on their way to the tomb, and they asked each other, "Who will roll away the stone from the entrance of the tomb?" But when they looked up, they saw that the stone, which was very large, had been rolled away. As they entered the tomb, they saw a young man dressed in a white robe sitting on the right side, and they were alarmed. "Don't be alarmed," he said. "You're looking for Jesus the Nazarene who was crucified. He has risen. He's not here. See the place where they laid him. But go, tell his disciples and Peter, he's going ahead of you into Galilee. There you will see him just as he told you." Trembling and bewildered, the women went out and fled from the tomb. They said nothing to anyone because they were afraid. And the very earliest versions of Mark's Gospel end right there, with the women trembling and bewildered, fleeing from the tomb. My guess is that trembling and bewildered sums up the way in which many of us are feeling on this particular Easter Sunday. Life has changed more than we could ever have guessed. Some have been ill. Some of you may have lost loved ones in recent weeks. Some of you work on the front lines, whatever that front line looks like, day by day, sacrificing for the rest of us, and we're so grateful. Others may have lost jobs or be worried about money as you look into the future. On that first Easter morning, the women are trembling and bewildered, and this Easter morning, well, we know what that feels like. And where's Jesus? Well, the once dead, now alive Jesus has gone ahead of them into Galilee. And the women are promised that they will see Jesus there, just as he had told them. Galilee was where his disciples were from. The disciples who were afraid, the disciples who'd let him down, the disciples, some of whom had stood and had to watch Jesus die. Jesus wanted them to know that nothing, not death, not their betrayal, not their questions, nothing would stop Jesus being with them. When our boys were young, every Tuesday my mum would pick them up from school. One Tuesday she got locked in our kitchen. It wasn't her fault. There was something wrong with the lock on the kitchen door, and when she closed the door behind her, nothing that she did could let her open that door. She was alone in the house. Her phone was in the hall on the other side of the closed door. The house was built on a number of different levels, and the kitchen window was about 8 feet above a concrete patio. My then over 70-year-old mother knew that if she was going to get to that school gate, that she'd have to climb out the window and drop onto the patio. And she did just that. Opened the window, climbed out, held onto the window ledge and dropped onto the roof of our dog's kennel that was sitting on the patio, clambered down and got to the school gate to collect the little boy that she loved so much. Nothing was going to stop her. The truth of Easter is that nothing in all creation will stop God's love reaching us. Jesus is alive. Death could not hold him. God has acted decisively so that nothing need separate human beings from God's love. Nothing. Not death, not our failure, not our questions, not coronavirus. Nothing need separate us from God's love. And where's Jesus? Well, he's here. Here in the ordinary things of life, here in Belfast, or wherever it is that you're listening and watching this. Here to bring hope, here to speak strength and comfort and peace, even in the middle of these bewildering times. Jesus is alive. Happy Easter.